Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So today, I wanted to talk about something that has been kind of on my mind for a while. Um, Obviously, we know Halloween Ends is coming out later on this year, and there's a lot of different things that people are wondering about. A lot of things I'm wondering about as a fan, a longtime fan of the franchise. And what I want to talk about is what about having a more definitive connection to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch? It sounds pretty controversial because that movie is pretty controversial. Some people really love it, some people absolutely hate it. I'm actually one of the people that used to hate it with a passion growing up. And then as time went on, I learned to appreciate it for what it was, and I really enjoy it. It's a favorite of mine in the franchise. But, could they have something that is tied directly to Season of the Witch, something that definitively puts that in the canon of the Michael Myers movies in the Halloween franchise? It seems like a stretch, doesn't it? But maybe it could happen.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
I mean, look, yeah, there's a chance. I mean, we know it could happen. In horror movies, a lot of things happen. Like my man Kevin Garnett said very famously when the Boston Celtics won, he said,
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
so let's sit back and talk about this theory. If you guys like it or if you don't, is it possible? Is it not? Sit back, relax. You know what time it is. Okay, guys, let's get down to brass tacks. So, Halloween Ends is coming out, the ending of the trilogy, a controversial trilogy at that. But one thing that you've got to give them some credit for is trying to respect the franchise, trying to pay attention to details, having a mask that finally looks good, with the exception of probably Rob Zombie's Halloween. But I actually think that the mask in 2018 was a better mask. That being said, they definitely are passionate fans of the franchise. They're passionate fans of John Carpenter. So I started thinking about a lot of things for this final movie. We've heard about different theories, different things that have been said. We've heard about the whole idea that David Gordon Green, the director himself, talked about the radio tower would play a significant role in the movie. A lot of people are thinking about it being the place where the finale happens, maybe Michael's death, maybe Laurie's death. Who knows? But what if it's not even something that significant as far as that's concerned? Maybe it could be a call back to Season of the Witch. We all know about in Season of the Witch, the idea was that the kids that were watching that program, if they had that mask from Silver Shamrock, it was all over for them. It was all over. Creepy movie, creepy ideas in the movie. Again, not well received at the time, and still kind of controversial. Although it's gaining cult status, is gaining some followers, and I am one of them. I absolutely enjoyed that movie. Real quick in the chat, just to say hello to some of you guys here. We got Miss Carter's in the chat saying, "Hey, Knight, what's going on, Miss Carter? How you doing? Nice to see you." Blucka saying evil writers died tonight. Yeah, I don't know. All right. And also we've got Blucka saying makes you feel less sorry for Night in the Collective when fate slaughters them. Oh gosh, yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know. I got Fate pretty good on Friday night, if you guys had seen it. Now the Silver Shamrock jingle will be in my head the rest of the day. I know, I know, I know. I couldn't help it though. I had to have some fun with this for you guys. But seriously though, I do want to talk about a couple of things that I've noticed in this trilogy so far, these first two movies. We've seen the writers, we've seen the director talk a lot about the mask, Michael's mask. It was a big point, obviously, in the first movie. One of the first scenes that we had, you had Aaron basically bringing Michael the mask, and it was almost as if that was that signal for Michael. And they talked about that, and even in the original Halloween, Dr. Loomis talked about as if he's waiting for some silent alarm to be triggered and so forth. Now, I don't think he meant that literally, of course. And again, this is just fan speculation, guys. I just wanted to have a little fun about this. But also in Halloween Kills, we saw that that was how Karen was able to lead Michael into the trap that did not work. And they've shown in 2018 and Kills other things to reference Season of the Witch. They had that scene in Halloween 2018 where you saw the trick or treaters with the mask from Season of the Witch, Silver Shamrock mask. And most famously in Halloween Kills, the scene that was really, I mean, pretty graphic, but very well done with the Halloween mask there as well. So, where I'm going with this, guys, is it would stand to reason that in this final movie they have another nod to Season of the Witch. It may be a bigger nod than these two that I've given you, or that they gave us in these two movies, or it may be subtle, but I think it would be not only a great way to kind of give credit to Season of the Witch, but also it's kind of just honoring John Carpenter. John Carpenter, when he did Season of the Witch, that was an idea that he really was behind. He wanted to do a different Halloween movie, and each time it was a different theme. And obviously, that did not work out. He was thinking of it as an anthology. And I think that would have been a great idea. I really, really do. It would have been something that would have been fresh and creative each time. But people did not like the idea back then, myself included, as a little kid. Of course, I was a little kid. I was like, I don't even know how old I was, like 7 or 8. And it took me years before I really gave Season of the Witch a chance. I think standing on its own, it's actually a pretty entertaining and fun watch. But this whole idea of the radio tower being significant, I've heard some people say, well, the radio tower is controlling Michael and this and that. I don't buy that. I think that's way too out there. It wouldn't make much sense to me. Obviously, execution is always everything. If it was written in a good way and made some type of sense, maybe. But I think it might just be that they're going to have a bigger nod to Season of the Witch. And I think that that's not only cool, but if they do it in a way where definitively they're saying Season of the Witch happened in this universe, in other words, combining it with the Michael Myers movies, I think that'd be very cool. And I think what better way to kind of give a nod to John Carpenter than doing that, to basically say, hey, you tried to do a really cool movie back in the day, it didn't work out, but we're gonna kind of pay respect to it and give you a chance to see it redeemed in a big way, because obviously this movie is going to be done, um and we're going to be seeing it in October, and I think it's going to do very well. I mean, it's the end of the trilogy, and I think all fingers point to it doing very, very well. So it'd be a great way for them to put a nod to Season of the Witch, and also paying respect to John Carpenter. Again, I think that would be very, very cool. And for you guys in the chat, let me know what you think about that. Again, I'm purely speculating from a fan perspective. And I know a lot of people don't like Halloween 3, and that's fine. Like I said, I used to hate it. I literally hated it. When I saw it as a kid, I hated it. I didn't watch it for years, easily over a decade. I didn't watch it. I didn't give it a chance. But then I came around. Real quick in the chat before I head on out here, we also got Reagan. Reagan's in the chat saying, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Let's see. Miss Carter saying, if they find a way to tie in part 3 to ends, I sentence Night to Silver Shamrock song on repeat for the rest of his life. It could be worse, guys. It really could. Eric's in the chat saying, my love for Halloween 3. Sorry I'm late to the stream. I'll check the replay for the context. Absolutely. All right. Yeah. I mean, look, again, this is a divisive thing. Some people love Season of the Witch. Some people absolutely hate it. And again, I was someone that converted. And by the way, when we did our Halloween review, our series review, we had a really cool episode on Season of the Witch. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. It was a very fun conversation. And it was a conversation where there was another person that converted, because Coriander was not a fan of Halloween 3 for years, and we had talked about doing the series review, and she was really not looking forward to doing Halloween 3. She watched the movie, as we always do when we talk about a movie for a review, and she liked it. She said it was really good, and I was like, See? So there is hope, guys. There's absolutely hope. But either way, I'm really excited to see what happens in Halloween Ends. I think there's going to be some interesting things going on. Jamie Lee Curtis herself has said that people are not going to be happy with how things go. Now, what does that mean? That could mean a lot of different things. And I have another theory that I'll be doing very, very soon to explain what I think that will be. And either way, I think it's going to be interesting. And if nothing else, this trilogy is showing that you can have a 50-year-old horror franchise, slasher horror franchise, and you can still do some things that are a little fresh and a little bit different than the previous 11 movies. That's pretty cool. I mean, some people, they get hung up on this or hung up on that. At the end of the day, guys, it's a horror movie. We're getting horror movies, and people are actually respecting them. They're actually trying to make good movies. They're not just saying, okay, give me a script and I'll shoot it, and they don't care about it. These are filmmakers that actually revere John Carpenter and the original Halloween. So, if nothing else, I got to give them credit for that. As I head on out, let's see who else we got in the chat. Eric saying, I loved Halloween 3 from my first watch. It's magic. That's right. What's up, Adam? I actually always liked Halloween 3. It's what Carpenter wanted for Halloween. Absolutely. That's what I was saying earlier in this stream. It's what John Carpenter wanted to do. Not enough people were on board with it, and it didn't happen. But, I think now David Gordon Green with this final movie could put a nice stamp on Halloween 3 Season of the Witch by having some type of definitive connection to it and saying, yes, this actually happened, in the mythology of these Michael Myers movies. I think that would be cool and a great way to honor John Carpenter and basically say, hey, it didn't work for you back in 1983, but we're going to make it work now. Devious Diva is in the chat saying Halloween 3 was a different take, but still had my interest. To me, it stands alone. I agree. I think Laurie will die and Allison will take over for future movies. That's a possibility. And I definitely have a few thoughts on that as well. I'm going to be working on a video for that, hopefully by tomorrow. Bluck is saying, do you think they will write Jamie in as the daughter of the other lady with Laurie and Allison? I don't know. It's possible. I mean, here's the good news, guys. If you're a fan of the franchise, after Halloween ends, I think they're going to be able to go into some interesting directions, especially if Allison survives and if Andy Matichak wants to continue doing these movies, which I don't see why she wouldn't want to. It's definitely been good for Jamie Lee Curtis's career, but they'll have some interesting places where they can go. Will it work? I have no idea. But all I can say to you is, as a fan of the Halloween movies of Michael Myers, I think that it's an exciting time to be a fan, and also just a horror fan in general. So that's my take on it, and that's all I have to say. But seriously, guys, if you can give the video a like, that would help support the channel. I'd appreciate it. But more importantly, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of this idea of them once again paying homage to Season of the Witch? And do you think that it will be something bigger than what they've done in Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills? Or do you think it'll be very subtle? Because again, each movie, they've paid respect very, very blatantly to Silver Shamrock and Season of the Witch. And of course, throughout the series, there were other times in the other movies where they, had little Easter eggs or winks and nods. But these were pretty much in your face with those masks and so forth. So let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, and we'll talk about it. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace out.